On this planet, every single day, thousands of events are born from fire. Wildfires, volcanoes, explosions. So many, that most of them you will never hear about. I am Vesta, the keeper of fire. Here in Nova Ignis, I will reveal to you the brightest stories, those that burned in the past, those that are rising today, and those that one day will ignite in the future. In the Book of New History, for the third decade of September, the year 2778 from the founding of Rome, such events were written. Namibia. On September 22nd, fire entered Etosha National Park. Flames consumed nearly a third of the reserve, more than 700,000 hectares. Lions and rhinos moved through the smoke. Antelopes ran across fields of ash. Hundreds of soldiers were sent into the savannah. Private scout planes joined the fight. For the first few days, volunteers were not allowed to help. The fire kept advancing while officials argued. Only later did they declare, "The blaze is under control." By then, the savannah had already turned into a Black Sea. Russia, Kamchatka. Shiveluch, one of Eurasia's great volcanoes, awakened again. In the last days of September, its slopes glowed with molten light. Satellites recorded thermal anomalies. Ash clouds rose high into the sky, a gray plume stretching for miles. Gas and steam escaped from the cracks. The ground itself was breathing heat. Scientists warned, the lava dome was unstable and every shift of magma could bring a new eruption. Shiveluch stands among the snows of Kamchatka, a fiery giant that never sleeps. Mexico, Puebla. Night of September 27th. In the industrial zone of La Resurrección, a cotton warehouse caught fire. 20,000 bales ignited at once. The flames rose into the sky, the roof collapsed under the heat. More than 50 firefighters battled the blaze for 2 days. Volunteers, tankers, pumps, the whole city joined the effort. They said it began with a spark from electrical lines, but no one could name the cause for sure. That night, cotton became a torch and the whole district breathed smoke. The fire reminded everyone, everything made by human hands can turn to fuel in a single moment. And though this blaze was smaller than the great fires of the forests, in the Chronicles of September, it burned brighter than many. And the flame keeps writing new lines still. I will tell you stories that have haunted people for centuries. Stories of those who burned by themselves, without a torch, without a flame nearby. Paris, 2478 A.U.C. Nicole Millet was found burned in her bed. Her husband was accused of murder, but the court declared the fire came from within. Thus was recorded the first case of spontaneous combustion ever recognized by a court. Cesena, Italy, 2484. Countess Cornelia Zangari Bondi. She was found burned to ash in her bedroom. Her body had turned to dust, while the bed and the walls around her were almost untouched. Ipswich, England, 2497. Grace Pett, an elderly woman, was found burned in her home. The floor and furniture around her were intact. Only her body had turned to ash. The case stirred debate in the Royal Society of London. Naples, 2529. A soldier burned to nothing inside his barracks. The man sleeping beside him didn't suffer a single burn. St. Petersburg, Florida, 2704 A.U.C. Mary Reeser. All that remained of her was a skull and a foot, and the chair where she had been sitting was slightly touched by fire. London, 2735. Jeannie Sappin burst into flames before her family's eyes. The fire appeared instantly, not a slow burn, but a flash, like lightning. In a crematorium, it takes 1,000 degrees to turn a body to dust. Yet here, among untouched furniture, only charred bones were left behind. People said it was an inner fire, a spark sleeping inside every body. If it ever wakes, a person will burn by their own flame. These stories remind us, in each of us, a fragment of fire still sleeps. You search for answers in places where, for centuries, only fear and mystery lived. Scientists spoke of the wick effect. Fat becomes fuel. Clothing turns into a wick. That's how a body can smolder for hours, leaving a room almost untouched. They tried to recreate it, burning mannequins, using animal remains. The flames would linger, but they could never repeat what happens in reality. And yet, these cases keep returning. In Ireland, in 2010, Michael Faherty burned to death. The coroner declared, "The fire began without an external source." It became the first official recognition of spontaneous combustion in the 21st century. Scientists still argue. Some call it an accident. Others admit science doesn't know the answer. You've uncovered much, but not everything. And so the myth still walks beside the facts. I watch, and I know. Fire can appear even where no one expects it. You have touched my chronicle. Nova Ignis. Come. A headline news stories of fire.